My name is David Crow and I'm in the film department at SAE Creative Media Institute. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the structure of the course and the benefits of doing the course. So we offer a Bachelor of Film, an Associate Degree in Film and a Diploma of Film. We also offer a Master of Creative Industries later on if you would like to pursue that. But to start with, first I'll talk about course structure for film, work placement program, the industry liaison coordinator support, industry contacts, alumni, and I'll show a student production example. So first, the course structure. So basically it's a 6-trimester delivery where in the first 2 trimesters, we do the foundation modules, which is storytelling, introduction to cinematography and sound recording, editing principles and techniques, film studies and practice. We also do some screen design. We initiate the first studio production and we do industrial practices. So basically having the first trimester of how to set up cameras, how cameras work, how to be safe with equipment on set, how on-set procedures happen. We also do the fundamentals of storytelling, like the basics of it, coming up with scenarios for storytelling at different lengths. We also do editing, which is a software-based program, really. And so when you combine all of those along with film studies and practice, which is a little bit more of the theory of how film tells stories, how to read a film. So these are the basic concepts that we cover in the first trimester and 2. In fact, the screen design gets a little bit into software, like how to do poster design and graphic design for the screen, how to do credits for film sequences. So it uses Adobe type of products. It's not just Adobe products, but we use Adobe products like After Effects, where there's quite a lot of, as I say, screen design principles, graphic design principles, and compositing techniques in order to do basic animation that you would see on screen. Now, the studio production, the FLM 180 that you see there in trimester 2, is the first time we really bring all of these fundamental modules together, where we start making films in groups and as in teams. It's as if you are running a production company. So everybody's like an equal shareholder in a fledgling production company. So everyone has a say in what direction the film goes in, but everyone has a part to play in how to make films. So we're starting to draw together some of the fundamental skills in studio production. And that's when we go on to stage 2, which is trimester 3 and trimester 4, where we're doing whole film studio productions. You can see that the FLM 215, FLM 225, and FLM 235, when we get into trimester 5, are basically 9 hours a week. It's like, as I say, it's like every student is a member of a fledgling production company, and you all looking out for each other. You're all making films, and you're learning how to make films as you make films. So it's like being on the job. It's a very practical, hands-on course. That is the big advantage of doing a film course like we offer, is that it's really hands-on. It's all about actually doing it. So when you do these studio modules, whereas it's active learning. So the active learning part of this is you're not sitting in front of a lecturer with a whiteboard marker. You're actually making films. We're going out and we're doing activities, and we do some online work, and we do some pre-class activities and post-class activities. So it really is a very strong new way of delivery, with the principle being the hands-on part of it. Now, over on the left-hand side of this graphic, you can see here is media studies, cultural perspectives, and contemporary industrial practices. So these are studies that are delivered the same way with the active learning, but it's not specifically just for film. Like every stream that FAE offers with audio and graphic design and games and animation all do these same modules. So it's like it's an arts-based degree, And these modules are the broader academic style of the modules. You can see is one part of that. I'll just go back to that. So that's more of more academic modules, as you can see there. Now, when it gets up to trimester 5, the major project development happens alongside the final film studio module, where by this time it's like 6 or 7 films into the degree. And at the same time, students are starting to prepare for their capstone film, which happens in trimester 6, which is the major project production. So these are films that are the final films that are the culmination of 6 trimesters of study. And the amount of films that we've made, as I say, it's 6, 7 films in. So it really is, as the students get a sense that they're on the job. So another important aspect here of trimester 6, this work placement module. Now this is important because what we do is we get every student gets placed for 80 hours in industry with a company that it's like an attachment program, so that you get the real world experience in an area that you may be interested in. Now we have an industry liaison coordinator who organizes and orchestrates the placement of students in businesses for this work placement program. But it's important to know that it's something that students can actually put forward themselves. So if a student has say a dream to work at an effects company on the Fox Studios lot, then the student and our industry liaison coordinator will try and organize to get the work placement in that field. So that's not just in the film industry. It might be a place or a business that is something that is exactly what that student has been looking for. So it's a really great program. And as I say, it's built into the coursework so that there's a real sense of industry connection going on there. The elective module, I'll just quickly cover that. The elective module is a module that is done from outside of this film modules that you see here. So for instance, you can do an elective module in audio or animation or games or graphic design. That would be a base, one of the fundamental modules from those streams that a film student in this case can do as an elective, just to broaden the sphere of study. Okay, so now, so industry contacts is something that's, as I said, with the work placement program and the industry liaison coordinator organizers, but it's also important to know that a lot of our facilitators at SAE are industry people. They're either working in industry now and teaching on the side, or have had a significant part of their lives in industry before they start teaching. So there already is a pool of industry contacts happening, especially if you combine that with guest lectures that we put on, where we get current stalwarts of the industry come and give lectures every now and again at SAE that everybody can come to. So that's important. The last thing I want to talk about is the SAE alumni. Now, SAE alumni are a group of people where everyone keeps in touch. So just because you do the course together and you make all of these contacts within the classroom, as well as the industry contacts, doesn't mean that you're left high and dry after you graduate. We keep in touch. We have an alumni association. We make sure that the contacts, you become the industry contacts for future students as well. So it's pretty important aspect of the delivery. So what I'm going to do now is show a 60-second clip from one of the recent capstone film productions called Latch. It's probably a good example as good an example as any of the production work that we do. So I will play that for you now.
What have you done? I've waited. and waited. You're finally here.
Okay, so thank you for joining me.